Disney Plus has lost 700,000 subscribers in just the last quarter. They need to stop the flow of customers heading out the door, but it will take more than just Spider-Man, perhaps. But that's not what they're going to do. They're going to give you your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and they're going to ask you, please stay with us. Is it worth it, though? Today, we've got the review of episodes 6 through 8, and we'll let you know if it's too late for Disney Plus. Hello, all you web slingers out there, and welcome back to the channel that continues to run around showing you how Hollywood works in a way that other places simply cannot make videos quickly enough to keep up with the content burn we do here. It's a churn, but we love it when folks learn what's really going on in entertainment. Folks, as we get ready to start, click that like button. Video of excellence, you betcha. Panel of greatness, on the way. All right, who all has seen the latest Spider-Man episodes? Nolan has, Lauren has, Kevin has. Vashua, did you watch them?
I unfortunately wasn't able to make it into the schedule right there. I was editing some videos, bro, and getting us ready for tomorrow's amazing day of content. So unfortunately, I have not seen them, but I have questions that I think could enrich the conversation.
Vash, that is a nice try at escaping my judgment for the fact that you went and joined Mexican Iron Man to build a safe house for hot Colombian women seeking sanctuary. Vash, I'm very disappointed. Mike told me that he flew you out to South Carolina to do that. He's a bad influence on you. Don't do that anymore, okay? Don't do that.
Yes, sir.
All right, Vash, go ahead and ask your question. What do you got?
Well, I was hoping to get into it. So they released how many episodes this week? I think it was 3. Okay. I have heard that the fight scene, especially with the character that you're actually seeing on screen right now, didn't actually go so well. Apparently, while it was animated in a way that, changed angles and stuff and was visually kind of interesting, unfortunately didn't have the tension or the you could feel the punches and stuff from these characters. Did anybody have that same reaction? And how was the overall story and writing for these episodes? I'm very curious.
So, don't everybody jump in at once now. Easy going. Calm your enthusiasm. Curb the enthusiasm, folks.
Kevin's the expert here, and so I'm curious to hear what he says. I know what my thoughts are, but I'd have to defer to him.
It was a nice try. I thought that, and I don't mean that to be as damning.
Like a hot young lady who the guy walks up to and says, "Will you go out with me?" She says, "It was a nice try." It's awful. All right, go ahead, Kevin. That's go ahead, break it to us easy.
All right. It was a nice try. These guys clearly needed another like $400 in the budget to really land this, because the lack of money is just evident. The fight scene's okay. The dialogue's okay. They worked with what they kind of had, but it just falls short of what you should have. It falls short of what a Spider-Man versus Daredevil fight should be. It was okay. It was okay.
Hey, at least
I don't
it's
want to carry it like Spencer. I know Spencer and I tend to have a lot of fun on Twitter when we don't like something, but I'm trying to take a little bit more of a positive approach here.
All right, now if we go to Nina Infinity over here, let me see if I can share this. She says the animation looks awful. At least I'll always have 90s Spider-Man. Is that how you guys are feeling after that fight scene? Lauren, I guess we hand the microphone to you.
I feel like I'm the Pollyanna on this show. I'm actually really enjoying it. I liked the fight scene. I thought it was well choreographed. And I think part of the reason that you don't feel the impact of the punches and things is because Daredevil's not really fighting. He's having a conversation with Peter while they're doing athletics together, essentially. And it's because he knows Spidey's not a bad guy. He knows that Spidey is doing what he thinks is right. And he's trying to make him aware that maybe you need to be looking at this Osborn guy a little more closely. It's not meant to be a fight where they're taking each other out. This is them having a conversation with action. This show has surprised me. I did not think I was going to like this show, and it's now up to 8 episodes. The only one that I really had questions about was the first one, and it's been growing on me week to week. I think the voice work is excellent. I like the visual style. I like the character beats that they're given. I like all of the characters. I'm finding very little to complain about. Now, granted, a lot of people have talked about the 90s Spidey show. I never watched it, so I can't compare it to that. But as an alternate take on Spider-Man, I'm liking the show. You can actually call me a fan, and that shocks the heck out of me.
Let me throw something at you guys and see what you think about it. It would be easy for this to come off as a negative. I don't intend it to be that way. The 2000s version of the Turtles on Nickelodeon, I think it's a really, really good show.
Yeah.
Especially the first seasons. I think that, if you asked me, is the 80s animated version better, the cartoon? Well, sure. I mean, nostalgia wins, right? That said, I tend to think of this Spider-Man show now, having seen enough episodes, as being a lesser version of the Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon. What I mean by that is it's like trying to aim in that same artistic style, sort of. I get the same vibes because I feel the budget constraints in the animation. I feel the budget constraints when we see New York, Queens specifically, and the streets really don't have people or cars very much. I mean, there are a few, most of them standing completely still. Like, I feel those things, and yet I can also tell that some of the writers here really do care about Spider-Man and get the character. It just doesn't gel the way that it needs to, and that's what's keeping it from being great. And instead, it's kind of in the middle for me. That's the way I feel. I get every opinion on this. I get Lauren's side. I get the other side. My only real complaint here is it's organic webbing every single time. I can't stand the gadget webs. Listen, folks, if you get bit by a spider and you don't get webbing, you might as well have been bitten by a gecko. Like you can climb on walls. Who cares? Call it gecko senses. Nobody, all you got was freaking ability to walk on walls from a spider. That's the lamest spider ability they have. Have you ever seen a spider? They have cool abilities.
You've lost all credibility with me with this comment. I want to ask a question, though, of the panel.
As long as the webbing doesn't come out of his posterior, Lauren, come on, it comes out of the wrist, then it's cool. If it comes out of the back end like a real spider, that's not cool at all. I mean, that's the lamest of the spider abilities.
I was going to ask, we got only so many options. Where's it coming from?
Wrists, man, wrists.
Do they just come out of your wrists or other places?
Maybe your tear ducts. Maybe, that would be like that would make Cyclops envious, right? He'd be like, I shoot beams up my eyes, and Spider-Man could be like, well, shoot them out my tear ducts.
Oh boy.
I want to know,
folks, we only have high-class stuff on this show.
That's right. I want to know what love is. Go ahead, Lauren.
how do people feel about Doc Ock? Because every time he appears on screen, I'm loving what they're doing with him. He's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Dude,
No one appears to have a good answer to this. Nolan, go for it.
okay, Doc Ock was awesome. Like the jazzy music or the classical type music when he's like taking on the SWAT team. This is the most hyped I've been for a Spider-Man thing since Spectacular Spider-Man, dude. Like, where in the world was this writing for the first episode with that garbage with Doctor Strange and the Venom creature and then there's the whole woke nonsense and stuff. And then when you actually get into the core of this show, it is fantastic. Like what they did with Doc Ock was clever. We're actually seeing more of his mind as opposed to just him making devices. Like he's actually a bit of a nerd for once, which is no offense to Alfred Molina. This might actually be a compliment, but he was way too pretty to be a nerd. And he's actually got, like, he's playing a little, like, cat game at the computer. He's got kind of a Dr. Robotnik vibe to him. It's cool. But I'm sorry if to change it a little bit. I can't geek out enough about Scorpion. I have been waiting for years to finally tap into the potential of the Scorpion and how, honestly, violent this show got with, like, Spider-Man's confrontation with him. and it's not just a one and done thing for the sake of violence, like a lot of like say 90s stories were. No, it actually impacts. Then we get a great dive into the philosophy of Spider-Man, of how much it affects his persona, the fact that he lost. I mean, I know it was kind of the hip thing, to attack this show when it first came out, but I'm going to make an argument, this might be a hot take, that this is getting closer to Peter Parker's character than the Tom Holland stuff, because you're actually seeing a lot more of the focus of how it's impacting the small aspects of his life. Is this show perfect? Far from it. Like, I still think whoever is in charge of some of these DEI initiatives kind of might need to see the boot, and I don't mean Doc Ock's boot, but like, I feel like engulfed in a poor budget is a great Spider-Man show, and I wish it started stronger, because I feel like it was all the junk at the beginning, and then we're into something. If it keeps up this rate, I want to see a season 2, but it's just a shame that you're going to see, if this show goes forward with some of these design choices, it's like, well, we know what era it was greenlit in and how this could affect the future, but I don't know.
I also really like that. I feel like they're being somewhat subtle with some stuff, which you wouldn't expect from the art style. But you take, for instance, I really like the reversal of Osborn telling Peter, with great power comes great respect. And you know what they're pulling from. The audience knows what the line is supposed to be, and you know who Osborn is, but it's subtle enough that it sounds like that could be right, and you can see Peter struggling with this. It's like he wants to please Osborn, but he feels like that's not the right sentiment. And then when Peter does get beat up and he's calling for help, and you see Goblin's glider come in, he's not the Goblin, but you know what that is. And that's, I mean, obviously, we're all geeks. We know what this stuff is. It's not subtle foreshadowing, but it is restraint on the part of the storytellers. And I respect the fact that they're doing that. They're laying their breadcrumbs appropriately. The setups and payoffs on this show are working. And that's something that I haven't seen Disney be able to accomplish in quite some time. So that's part of the reason I'm giving the kudos to this show. They're giving me proper setups and payoffs. Even characters I didn't think I was going to like, I'm liking them. And that tells me, you guys have won me over. You're writing correctly, because I feel sympathy for characters that I thought were going to completely turn me off.
Except, Lorne, when Osborn says, with great power comes great respect, I would have liked to have seen a little Uncle Ben angel appear on Peter's shoulder that says, I don't know about that one, Pete. By the way, so here's the question, though. Here's the angle to take, gentlemen. That is, Disney Plus has been hemorrhaging subscribers. They're down 700,000 subscribers in the last quarter, and they were practically giving Disney Plus away, right? Black Friday deal was $1 for a year, right? $1 a month, $12, you get Disney Plus for a year. Okay. They are projecting that Disney Plus is going to lose even more subscribers this quarter that we're in. Spider-Man is the show. This is it. This is the one that's supposed to stop subscribers from going away anymore and attract new ones. So the question becomes, do you think the show is doing that, or is it too niche? Some people say niche. I say niche. What say you?
I think this show has been unfairly put in a rock between a hard place. This is a good show. The first 2 episodes were very shaky and very repellent. We get it. We all know why. But like I said last week, I think the memo hit the desks around the 3rd episode, and it gave to people who actually like Spider-Man the ability to tell great Spider-Man stories, right? Spider-Man is, between Batman and Spider-Man, they are the 2 most popular superheroes on the planet. It's a 1A, 1B thing, depending on who's got a movie coming out. But the Disney brand is so damaged that I don't know if Spider-Man is going to be the one to drag them over the finish line. This is a Disney proper problem. And if you sit down and you listen to some YouTubers who are, I think, relentlessly unfair, about this show.
Well, they didn't like Kevin. They didn't like that a spider dropped out of a portal from another dimension and bit Peter. Like, that was a bad start. I think it's fair to say, that was a bad start.
Yeah. It was a weird way to say, hey, this is something different. There's a billion ways you could have gone about this.
Could have given him organic wrist webbing
instead
of gecko abilities.
It's a special pro note, the organic webs. But this show, if Disney did not have such a negative air about it, and I mean, this is from everything to the little weirdness that happened in the little toddler Jedi show, to just everything Disney has done really since 2020. They did this to themselves, and it's unfair to the people who make this show to put the onus on them to get people to watch Disney Plus. If we didn't have the Acolyte, what was the show that Agatha
Skeleton Crew? Oh,
yeah. Well, if we didn't have to suffer through Acolyte, if we didn't have to suffer through Agatha, and a lot of the stuff that came before that, because Skeleton Crew, unfortunately, was just another victim of this, right? It was unoffensive, and it was pretty okay. It was more okay than it wasn't, right? You've got two shows that should have been stronger and got buried under the weight of bad Disney.
Even if Skeleton Crew was great, and apologies, Kevin, I didn't mean to speak over you. Even if Skeleton Crew had been great, it doesn't have the capacity to really generate a huge audience, because those who would be interested in a childlike elephant costume running around with his friends, I mean, that's just it's not big enough, right? It can't be Stranger Things. It can't be Squid Games. It just, unless you pick up some sort of weird, flux out of culture, it just can't be so. Okay.
Pro, can I follow up on your something you said there, if you don't mind? You were talking about if this can bring up the subscribers and such, and we're talking about how Skeleton Crew is going to appeal to kids. If Disney's smart, they really need to be capitalizing on some of the toy opportunities of this show. Get like a Lego set with Spider-Man, Scorpion, or Spider-Man and Daredevil, because, that's a great way to market to kids. But every time, you search for the show on YouTube, it's all about the woke stuff. The articles are all about the race swap and all that, instead of like the core of the show. And like, have you gone to McDonald's and seen like a Happy Meal tie-in for the show? Disney should theoretically have a budget, to get into the zeitgeist of kids. And I don't, unless they push for something like that, I don't think this is going to help with the subscriber numbers, because you failed to get kids. But sorry, not to talk over you.
No. Knowing modern Disney, they'll reach out to Hasbro, because Hasbro's really into making toys right now. All right, let's go around the horn and get the review scores. Lauren, we'll start with you in these, I guess this is what, episode 7, 8, 9? Is that what we're on right now, gentlemen? All right,
no, I think it's
7, 8.
Yeah, 7, 8.
7, 8.
All right, Lauren.
Yeah. I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. No explanation. Just say he liked it. Okay. Kevin?
I'm saying Lauren, a strong 8.
All right. Nolan?
9. I'll give it a 9.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to go that way. I mean, it does kind of suck that they have, they don't have the organic webs. Instead, they have the plot MacGuffin. Yeah, I did say that, Lauren. I did say that instead. But yeah, no, I think it's got a lot of heart. I like the stuff going on with the characters. I hope it continues strong. Will it completely falter by the finale? And then by the start of next season, we'll probably see some of the nonsense from the higher-ups again? Probably. But you know what? In the now, I'm enjoying it.
Now, I know that we're supposed to be the channel that channels only negativity towards Disney. And yet, we largely said okay to Skeleton Crew. And here we go again with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man saying, it's not bad. Now, I'm going to be the curmudgeon of the group. I'm giving it a 7. Do I want to get a 7 or 7.5? I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think it's significantly better than the other episodes, way better than the first 2 episodes. And folks, that means that for episodes 6, 7, and 8 for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, 8.2 out of 10 for the Pro Channel. Lauren, you look like you're worried about that math. Are we holding up there still?
No, I forgot that Vash didn't watch it. I was trying to figure out why he didn't score it, and then it occurred to me right before you asked.
We don't trust the man anymore. We don't trust him. He was just making an Iron Man. I know. You want more. You want more of the Pro Channel, folks, but we've got to head out the door for this video. But fret not yet, for more content is yet on the way. 3 times a day, thrice as nice, right here on the Pro Channel. Oh, what's that you say? You want more than that? Fine, we'll do 4. 4 videos. Well, yeah, that's happening. Folks, as you get ready to go, consider clicking the like button for us. It is a huge help. Also, like, share, subscribe, and click it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We would also love it if you could drop on down and give us a comment. We love hearing from you. And although we can't respond to every single comment, we often are reading them indeed. Folks, we would encourage you to consider subscribing to our partner channels, that Park Place, that Game Place, and that Pod Place. We love them all. We think you might too. Until the next time we have the joy of joining with you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.